Hi, I'm Rachel McMahon, and my PBL is the Great Charity Event PBL, and this will be based in a fifth grade math class. Um, my introduction to my unit. So, what my unit's going to be about is that students are going to, in groups, create, plan, organize, and budget a charity event that will give back to a local community. So, we're actually in Murray County, so we're going to give back to the Murray County community. My students are going to have to research different charities and what a charity is and how they can give back to our community. It's a math PBL, so we're going to problem solve and we're going to solve different problems about using whole numbers and decimals. We're going to use different computer applications to maintain a running budget, such as Mints app or Excel or different things that they can choose. We're actually even going to interview different members of the community to help us in this process. And then we're going to present our local findings to different members in the community as well. So we're going to use public audience a couple times during this project. My driving question is how would you successfully plan and organize and budget a charity event to benefit your community? So we're definitely going to talk about how charities help people out and how different things that you can do, such as you can donate money or you can donate food and different things that they can choose from. So it's pretty open ended, and how are you going to go about planning it? One group might start a different way than the other group, but definitely a way to get them brainstorming and thinking about how we can give back, because that's a life lesson that I feel like every student should know. My school, so I teach at Hampshire Unit School, and a lot of people don't know where Hampshire is at, but it's a small little town west of Columbia. Our school is a unit school, and a lot of people don't know what a unit school is either. But a unit school is a K through 12 campus. So I have roughly about 500 students enrolled, and as you can see, the demographics are on the screen. Most of our students are Caucasian, but we have some ethnicity a little bit. But that is our school. My sample group is I have fifth grade math. There's 38 students in the current fifth grade, and that I actually have two different classes of fifth grade math. So one class is an inclusion setting with about 20 students. Six are SPED, one is ELO, and I definitely have a teacher's assistant in there every single day. So she's with me the whole time in math to help me gain mastery of our standards. My other classes, I have 18 students, 16 are Caucasian and 2 are African American. If you've never seen Hampshire, there's a little picture of our school. We're really small, but we mean well and we take on great challenges. My math standards that we'll be covering is everything that has to do with adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing whole numbers and decimals. Place value is going to be huge, and I'm going to incorporate that with money because a lot of students struggle with the concept of money because this has been an issue about rounding. If 5 cents, they really don't know that that means 500ths. So different place value standards, and then also learning how to divide decimals and multiply decimals, and how to use the proper operations when they're needed. But that's what our standards are going to cover. Our technology is they're definitely going to have to research and create and innovate and question and think about different things through technology. So they're going to have to research what a charity is. They're going to have to research where they're going to have their charity event at, and they're going to maintain a plan and their budget. They're also going to actually create a presentation, whichever application that they want to use, that they're going to have to do a presentation for that. So any kind of media that they want to throw into that in their PowerPoint and different things, but that's what their end product is going to look like. But day one is setting the stage. Now, before I get into all my days, I have 90 minutes of math class, so that's totally different than some of my colleagues that are also in this class. But I have 90 minutes. So when I say 10 days, I'm talking about 90 minutes in 10 days. So each day I get 90 minutes. So that's a lot of time. But I feel like with any PBL, you can be lenient. So if it needs to be more time, it definitely can be more time, just depending on the skills and how the students are doing and how they're progressing. So that's just kind of a working document. It's my 10 days, but it definitely can be subject to change. But in day one, in any single PBL, I feel like you have to set the stage. I mean, you have to get the kids excited and eager about what you're learning about. So definitely in day one, I'm going to introduce the driving question, and we're going to brainstorm about different charities that they've heard about in the community, and they're going to research about what those charities are. and different what is a charity. If some people might have not have ever heard about, like heard or thought about what a charity is. We're also going to live chat and Skype, I'm sorry, different community members, so different people like the Murray County Chambers of Commerce or Murray Alliance or a family resources teacher, and hopefully that they can give us insight on what the community that we need to serve really needs, what we need to give back to them. So this will just get my students, their brains rolling on this project. In day 2, they're going to choose the charity that they want to give back to, or a charity event that they are going to help out. We're also going to collaborate and discuss what an event planner is. So that's a real world job. So what an event planner is and what they can do to help us in this project. And students are going to collaborate and create different questions to actually interview an event planner and how they can successfully help us in this charity event. In day 3, my collaborative groups are going to interview or live chat an event planner to ask them the questions that they need to help them be successful in this project. Also in this day, I really think it's very important that each group knows their expectations and knows the ins and outs of all of their of the project. So they will definitely get all their paperwork, such as the group contract, which is what needs to happen between group members, how my expectations for that. They're going to get the rubric, what needs to happen during this project, what do they need, what are the standards that they need to cover, what do they need to be proficient in, and different things like that, so they can be successful on their own. Day 4, students are going to collaborate and plan different ways to problem solve and give back to the community. So, for example, are they going to give donations like canned goods? Are they going to charge people money and they're going to give money back to a charity? But different things that they can do to give back, so they can choose whatever they need to. And then also they are going to receive their budget. Some groups might have $1,000, some groups might have another amount, but they're definitely going to have different amounts to budget through. And then they're also going to have to, inside the budget, they're going to have to plan for space, so some place to hold this event, and then they're going to have food, and then any activity that they're going to have at this event. So that's definitely a couple of things that they need to have. If they want to have more, then they're feel free that they can add more things to their event. But those are the 3 that they have to have: there's space, food, and an activity, or in a way to give back. So that's 4. But day 5 through 9 these are just student work days. So they're going to establish their plans, they're going to research, they're going to find different places that they can have their charity event and different things. And then this is where the mini lessons come in. So when my students are not proficient or they don't know how to add or subtract or multiply or divide a decimal, that's what I come in and I step in and I model it and we practice and we do different things, and then they'll apply their learning to this project. And then they're also at the end going to make presentations. But to help me with my mini lessons is I'm going to use my iReady textbook and my Envision textbook, and I use Edpuzzle a lot. If you don't know what Edpuzzle is, it shows little videos and asks questions, so it's kind of like quick learning. So those are definitely things that are going to help me in my mini lessons, get them proficient on these skills so they can apply it to their budget and to their plans. Also, to help me manage my groups is each group is going to get a daily reflection and check-in and out sheet in a group contract, so they know what's expected for them, and I know where they're at, and they know where they're at, and they know where they need to be to progress. And also, each student in my class has a diploma device, so that means every student has their own laptop that they use. So every 5th grader has their own laptop, so that's what they can use during research and then when they're going to use make their presentation. Formative assessment, we're going to use formative assessment based on each mathematical skill. The formative assessment will also be about how to maintain a budget. So this is going to provide me with data on if I need to reteach or go back. Day 10 is the public audience. Students will present to Murray County Chambers of Commerce, Murray Alliance, principals, teachers, different community members, so they can get their charity out there and they can know what's best for our community. And the last one is voice and choice. So these are the different things that my students get to choose from. They get to choose what kind of presentation they want to use. They're going to choose the charity that they want to help, the different things that they can do to choose to help their event. But that's my PBL in a nutshell. There's a lot more to think about when I'm thinking about my mini lessons and different things, because They need to